there still. Get it? Thorn in my side. For goodness sake. I don't know why I cast a spell. It was pointless. Wait, I'm see-through right now.
Now I can barely see you.
Wait, I'm see-through. Give me a second. Why am I still see-through?
Because you have your lightning storm on.
How do I stop it?
You can't.
Alrighty. That's a long spell. There we go. Look at thorn in my side. Thorn in my side. Okay. I was gonna read half of Slag's outro. For the
as soon as I hit stop recording, I was like, shit, we should have done like a mini outro for that instead. But
oh well.
That's fine.
Whatever. We're the worst podcast.
I know.
Best pod.
It wouldn't be us if it was done correctly.
That's so true. Although I have to say, the beginning of the last episode, 46, and if for some reason...
I'm going to do it again, by the way, because we were gone for a couple weeks.
What?
I'm going to do it again.
Oh, God. If you haven't listened, you should, because it's really funny. Yeah, the intro is funny, and then also it starts with Drew singing beautifully. Grim Jogo said, ooh, hot spicy. And then he said, episode 48, the Majestic as fuck episode, trademark.
You know what? I'm going to name it that just for Grim Jogo.
Name part 2, Majestic AF.
The Majestic
TM.
AF.
Don't forget the TM.
I'm going to put the Majestic AF episode.
TM.
TM.
Yeah, don't forget the trademark. It's very important. Hey, look, a lore book.
I don't know what we're doing. Oh, we're supposed to do... Well, God damn it. We're supposed to do the Viper Strike thing on these corpses. I forgot.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, that's right.
That's all right. We'll continue on. Okay, so going back to Pyondania.
Pyongyang.
Well, however you say it. The Malmer. One of the things that I was listening to about the lore is that they actually rode mounts in the water, like swimming mounts, which I know World of Warcraft has those. So my thinking was you could make an expansion for the Malmer, which would unlock the Malmer as a new race, which is why I specifically said it would have to be something like an expansion as opposed to a DLC. And then from there, you could introduce water mounts that you can mount and have increased movement speed in the water. And that would be a way to possibly maybe the areas that normally slaughterfish kill you. If you're on a sea mount, you don't get killed by slaughterfish, perhaps. I'm just thinking way in the head in the future. Just throwing out an idea.
Slaughterfish is a cool name.
I don't know if anybody at ZOS listens to us. I doubt it. But if they do,
are slaughterfish like piranhas?
Say, hey, I heard on this dumbass show, you know, about the Malmo.
ZOS used to care about us a tiny bit.
I know. I think some still listen.
I don't think they listen, do they?
I think if you work on a game and somebody does a podcast on your game, even though there's 2 other that are far more professional and better, or 3, 4, I think.
There's
others.
probably like 15 others.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to find that 1 or 2 do.
And they're like cringing the whole way through, and they're like, "Please let me skip it," but their boss won't let them.
This is driving sales down.
I know, right? Somebody take these 2 off the air.
All right, I got all my Vipers.
No, you know what, dude? I like listening to you, and I know people do. You're a great podcaster. When I tease the show, I make fun of my house.
You know what? And honestly, I don't think that's the case. I think individually we're equally terrible people, but together we have a chemistry. I think it's just, I think together it works.
Together we are the world's worst couple as well. Not like that our relationship is bad, just that we're terrible people.
Just individually, though, we're a great couple, though. Don't say what the
no,
hell?
I mean we're a great couple. Like, I just mean it's not like we're generous and like we donate.
Are you doing the Viper strikes on these guys? Because I'm done.
No.
Well, there's 3 corpses here, so you should be able to get them all done.
Mostly.
Mostly.
Where's the 3rd?
Well, there was one over here. I don't know. We'll just go kill some more.
I forgot.
So that was just an idea I was throwing out there. A couple other things. I wanted to mention this about 6 months ago, and I had emailed myself, and then we were gone for 4 months, and then I forgot to mention it when we came back for 2 episodes. So,
life's hard, man.
Huh?
Said life's hard, man.
I know, right? So, what it was crossbows, polearms, and I forget what the other one was. There was something else too. And just a little minor note that those are something I would like to see in the game. Just a little variety in those weapons. You know, kind of like how you have the different types of destruction staff. I kind of feel like there should be different types of two-handed weapon, which there already is. There's the maul, the axe, and the two-handed sword. At the very least, I would like to see a crossbow, so that would add a new element to the bow skill line.
Who wouldn't want to use a crossbow, though?
It would be the same skill line. And just like how there are destruction staff skills that have different effects based on whether you're using lightning, ice, or fire staffs, I think that they could add effects to the bow skills that change depending on whether you're using a normal bow or a crossbow, or even a third type of bow, which I wouldn't know what that would be, but I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe, ooh, like little mini crossbows. You could have like a normal crossbow, but then you can have like single-hand crossbows like they have in like Assassin's Creed or something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but...
Don't spitball.
It's supposed to go, okay, this way. So I just, you know, there's a lot of changes to the game and stuff, and a lot of stuff that we already know is upcoming with the housing, and I know Black Marsh is supposed to be eventually. My hope, this is my concern with this this update on Monday. They were supposed to release Black Marsh, not supposed to release. I shouldn't say that. They revealed that they were going to do Black Marsh eventually at QuakeCon 2014. And then that was the kind of last we heard about it. I hope this isn't what that ended up being, just these 2 dungeons. I really wanted to have like a full zone of Black Marsh to go explore. So I really hope that it's not just this was what it ended up turning into. I know most people don't like Argonians, but I do, and I would like to see Black Marsh. That would be really cool.
Grim Jogo said there's already a mini crossbow in the Fighters Guild skills.
Okay, but that's not a weapon, it's a skill. It's not... That's not quite the same as what
Grim Jogo is a bigger contributor to the show than us, so I'm just let him have it. I'm just kidding.
I have completely lost track of what we're doing in this quest, and I apologize to myself and everybody else.
Sorry, it's my fault.
No, it's because I'm a little drunk.
How much wine? How far down into the wine bottle are you?
I haven't refilled yet, but I did drink, and it was a pretty large glass that you gave.
Oh yeah, I filled it up to the top. So yeah, it was a a big glass. And you're on it. What?
It was nice to give me a. Exactly. It was enough to give me a nice, good buzz.
Oh my god, that is so sour. It's so good. I'm gonna have the worst heartburn. I need a burrito. Let's wrap this shit up. No pun intended. Pun intended. I'm just joking.
What? Oh, I didn't mean to talk to that guy. That's why he didn't have anything to say.
Ernskar's errand runner has returned.
Charge the Viper Strikes for you.
Have. I'd applaud, but killing a few Stormfists isn't really that significant of an accomplishment.
No, it's not that significant. I'll give you that.
However, your efforts on behalf of the Princeling prove that he does wish to make amends for his idiotic behavior.
Yeah, don't call him Princeling.
Yes, true. But that's not as much fun.
All right, we're starting to finally do. You may remember all the way back with, what's her name? Oh, the Dark Elf. She's the assassin Dark Elf. You remember who I'm talking about? We met her at first with the Lodos Plague. And she was wearing, like, the hood over her face. Or, like,
yes.
Yeah, that one. God, I can't think of her name. You remember when we saw her again at the little meeting of the 3 alliances here in Eastmarch? And then the prince was being kind of a jerk to him, and everybody was, all the 3 alliances were mad at each other because of it? No?
Vaguely.
Well, anyways, we're still working on patching that, apparently, because the prince screwed things up so bad.
I'm sorry, I need to read this because I'm trying to...
Oh, I keep forgetting the lore book. I just mentioned it the other day that I hadn't done one the past couple of episodes. I can't hear you, I think. Yeah, you just froze. Internet connection problem yet again.
You got me?
I don't have your... There you go. Okay, yeah, we're good.
Okay, so... Gonna try to log back in. This is... Yes, it's not a lore book. I know we do need to read books. The lore books aren't as fun as the silly books, though.
Well, some of the lore books are silly.
No, but we never find silly ones. I just have not gone on Twitter in so long, and I think we both might have missed this tweet because you didn't favorite it, and I know you would if you'd seen it.
Yeah.
Shoot Your Eye Out tweeted at us on June 23rd, and said, "Remember this? I missed you guys," and tweeted to Guarnado.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. I thought I did favorite that. Are you
We
sure
need to
I didn't?
revisit this. Wicked Wolf replied, "Yeah, where you at?" And then Shoot Your Eye Out to us. And then Shoot Your Eye Out said, "Right there, the funniest couple I don't know." Or funnest, actually. She said funnest. That is the sweetest thing I've ever heard. How come Shoot Your Eye Out and
Hey,
Wicked
I will
Wolf?
say this. I
always
will say
so
this.
nice.
Other than you do, I have no friends. I have, other than my brother, who just the other day I started talking to again. And I say started talking to loosely. I don't necessarily stop talking to family like most people do. I just kind of become an isolationist a lot of the time. But other than that, like, I don't know anybody. I don't have any friends. I don't hang out with anybody. Like, quite literally, not a single person. You should see my contact list on my phone. I have nobody in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I have you. A bunch of stuff is like from like Google or whatever that like.
Oh yeah, like
I'm
synced
like,
old
what
stuff.
the fuck? This old ass email from a company or something is in my contact list. But yeah. So Shoot Your Out. It's. You may not know us, but like you're the closest thing to people that I know. Like all of you guys are. That's
Except
really like my only human interaction in Overwatch. and
Grim
stuff.
Jogo said that's sad, so Grim Jogo's off our Christmas card list because he thinks we're pathetic.
You may think it's sad. I have severe social anxiety. I prefer it that way.
Also, apparently our audio fucked up both their ears, so we may need to edit if we can. Because Grim Jogo said, "Oh, your audio just fucked my ear," and then Slag said, "Rest in peace,
Oh,
dear
sorry,
eardrums."
maybe-
When I crashed, I think.
Yeah. Well, let me see if I can adjust the audio. Well, the levels are fine. It must have just like popped or something when it disconnected. I don't know. Well, we'll find out. Either that or this is a junk episode that I'll still post anyways.
Slags is a loner like us, and I told him I'll be his friend and I'll even buy him eggs. Just as a token of our friendship. I would buy you eggs. Probably buy you a bidet since you and Grim both like to shit a lot. So. Sorry for the poop
See,
jokes.
we're
but-
reaching the point in the show where I know I have like 5 other things I wanted to talk about,
Strangers are
and I can't think of any of them.
A word.
Oh, one thing I did want to talk about, and it's not Elder Scrolls Online, but it is Elder Scrolls related. I did get the beta invite finally for the Elder Scrolls Legends card game, trading card game. And so initial thoughts, there's a story mode that I didn't quite finish because it's pretty long. It's 20 chapters, so it's 20 different fights. So I just played for one night the other night, and I also played one ranked match and one unranked match against another player. I won both, which I was excited about. So if anybody plays Hearthstone, I'm going to kind of run the gamut of comparisons between the Hearthstone and this game because there's no other card games out that compare to either, and they're really kind of just in direct competition with each other. If you like Elder Scrolls lore, you will love this game. It's very Elder Scrolls-y from top to bottom, start to finish. It is very much so an Elder Scrolls card game, as you would expect. I'm not breaking any news there. Completed
I received
tasks.
word that General Yvette Noramil and Eyes of
And
Steel
y'all,
will
Hearthstone's
meet.
getting an
I
update,
need to
too.
discuss strategy with the Thane. The Argonian and Dark Elf leaders are ready to meet. It's time to gather a council of war.
Okay.
Start with Thane Harvold. He's a close friend of
Harvold,
my
okay.
father's. If any of the Thanes can be counted on, it's Harvold.
Okay, talk
We'll
to Thane
meet in
Harvold.
front of the healer's tent. I'm sure my father will feel well enough to
Okay. Okay, so first of all, one of the main distinguishing things about this game versus Hearthstone is the 2-lane system. And how
That's
that works.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And how it works is that each game board has 2 different lanes that you can set play your cards on. And minions can only hit enemy minions that are in the same lane. I think there's some exceptions, like for certain abilities that some minions have or whatever. But typically, it basically makes a lot more strategy involved in having to place it in one lane or the other, and based on where the enemy minions are. Do you want to place it where you know your minion will survive, but it leaves your hero open to get hit, or do you want to place it in the same lane, and blah, 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 blah. Hearthstone has things like taunt and charge, and all those things also exist in this game, but there's a couple of other ones, the attributes for the minions as well. I can't think of... like one of them is called Breakthrough, and what Breakthrough is if a minion has Breakthrough, say it has 6 damage, and it hits a minion with 2 health, since it's only doing 2 damage to the minion, the other 4 damage for the total of 6 damage gets done to the hero if it has breakthrough. So it'll break through that minion and deal whatever remaining damage to the hero. So there's things like that. We need to persuade this guy. Are you behind on the quest, by the way?
I think maybe because mine's up here, so I'm gonna do that real quick.
Yeah, just go talk to him real quick, and then you'll come down here.
Yeah, I thought I came to do it. Wasn't sure, and I'm coming for you.
For the sake of my friendship with
Well, kind of. I'm going this way, but you know.
Yep, we're
Then I suggest
convincing everybody to get over their hatred of the prince for the sake of the king.
A bit odd. Very fond of wolves.
We're very persuasive.
I know, right? And that's probably because I have a skill point put into persuasion. The Prince of Persuasion.
I knew it. From Bob's Burger. It's so funny. I think Slags thinks he's the Prince of Persuasion.
Okay, so...
I just wanted to say real quick, Slag said, I hate socializing. It costs money and it's not playing Skyrim. And I said, I think you summed it up, and then he just replied burp. So yeah, he's our people. He understands. I mean, I don't burp. I don't burp audibly if I can avoid it. It's disgusting, but you know.
So, okay, what else was I gonna say?
But I can talk about Grim Kyoko and Slags taking a shit, but I'm burping. Sorry.
Okay, so another distinguishing factor is, aside from
Yeah,
sorry, I'm hiccuping.
What?
With the lanes.
Drop it. Drop your vape.
Oh, I thought you meant the standard, so I dropped my standard.
Oh my god. Sometimes.
You just gotta drop a standard. With the lanes, they actually they have different effects. Sometimes they're none. Sometimes they have an effect. I think it's random. Like when you randomly start a new game, it will have random effects. Story mode has specific effects, and part of that is to teach you what those effects are. I know one of the effects is stealth. Basically, how stealth works in Hearthstone, except for any minion you put in that lane will have stealth for 1 turn. And then the other lane is like normal or whatever. So it's not just the 2 lanes, but the lanes also have effects. And another one is like, one of them was each at the start of your, or the end of your turn or whatever, one of your minions goes to the other lane. Like it's blown by a wind or something. I forget exactly, but...
You know what? Get yourself the beta and find out. Just kidding, you can't.
I don't know if you can.
Can you? What?
If you sign up now, I doubt you would get an email, but you could try.
I should try.
I think they are.
Do they want my free fucking help or what?
It was. They just did their last wave, but it was a wave of beta invites. So like, I don't know. And as the closer it gets to launch, maybe they'll just throw them out to whoever. Who knows? So it's worth trying at least to see if you can go sign up for the beta and get an email. So okay, so there's that. Wins always give you a reward. I know in Hearthstone, the closest you get to that is you complete the daily quests, and other than that, 3 wins gives you 10 gold, which is not much. Whereas in this, every time you win, you get a card or something like that. Each race has a different effect. For example, I picked Argonian, so I guess I am a lizard lover. And it's the Argonian effect.
What did I tell you?
When I win a game, I have a better chance to get a good card as a reward for winning the game. So I think and also you can level up minions. As you level up, each level you get, it takes a minion and it allows you to upgrade it. And when you upgrade it, it actually is a lot like the skill system in Elder Scrolls Online with the morphs, is that you can morph it into one of 2 things. Which I really liked because it doesn't just morph a minion into a stronger minion. I had one where it would morph either into a stronger minion or into an effect that gave another minion 3/3, so I could turn it into essentially a spell or an ability or whatever. So all in all, I think it's got a lot of way better features than Hearthstone.
No, just kidding.
Well,
it's got a lot of very different stuff that makes it stand out. It sounds like I haven't played it yet, but I am very curious.
It has a lot of different aspects to it that allow for a lot more strategy.
Hearthstone has so much RNG, and not just a little bit. It's completely. It's a huge part of the game, and it's a lot of fun. But I say that as a very Hearthstone loving Hearthstone casual. I play it a lot, but I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, I think you're pretty good though.
I'm all right. I
you
don't
been
do
playing
that
it more than what, a year or so?
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch the streams. I don't pay attention to strategies. I build my own decks occasionally, and so it's it's never. I don't ladder very high,
Well,
and I don't. But I don't think I'm bad. It's just I don't have time for competitive Hearthstone.
You're starting to ladder higher, and that's because you're starting to finally get the finishing touches for the meta cards and stuff, which it does take a long time. If you're not dumping hundreds of dollars into it, it does take a long time. And you saw the article I was looking at the other day, which was a review on Elder Scrolls Legends from an avid Hearthstone player.
Yeah.
And I think it was Forbes or something like that, and or no, it was PC Gamer magazine, and he was saying, he's like, it took me a couple years to hit legendary rank,
Yeah,
and
but that's what I was kind of saying. He very specifically says, and it wasn't until he started watching streamers and following suggestions on r/competitive Hearthstone, which is what I'm saying. I don't take the time to do that. I don't think, unless you're just really adept at it, if that's the word I'm looking for, that you can really do that on your own, especially how it is now. You really do want to watch other people, model yourself after them, use their decks. So and competitive Hearthstone has very detailed guides, and it's very specific. You can't just play whatever you feel like. So that's kind of what I meant by casual.
I shouldn't have attacked the wolves.
Huh?
I said I would think about it.
I accidentally attacked wolves. I was supposed to put on this mushroom
Yeah,
scent.
I'm ahead of you.
Yeah, and I did. And then there's wolves here, and they're yellow, but I attacked it anyways just because I like to kill things.
Oh, way to go.
And then she's like, "You dare approach me in the blood of my wolfkin?"
Your name is like Wolf Lady something something.
I know, and I wasn't paying attention.
What do you mean? That's amazing.
I persuaded her to do it anyways, and I hope it worked, but that was my bad. Whatever.
No, you're good. But yeah, no, I'll try to see if I can sign up. I didn't think to try because I can't wait to try it. Love me some Hearthstone, but it looks. I mean, we've talked about it. It's done a very good job setting itself apart from Hearthstone from what little I know about it.
Yes.
And Hearthstone has done a great job setting itself apart from Elder Scrolls Legends because they, with the new adventure coming out tomorrow, it's even more campy, more cartoony, sillier, more ridiculous. So they're sticking, which is smart. I mean, stick to what you are. And Elder Scrolls Legends reminds me a lot more closely of Magic the Gathering. In a practical way that's actually playable because Magic the Gathering is fucking expensive to get into. So I think that's nice.
Yeah, and that's essentially like my final verdict on it, based on what I've seen in the beta for Elder Scrolls Legends, is Hearthstone's a more cartoony, less complex, more mass appeal card game, which I think is going to get it the more, your average Joe that's not necessarily a gamer type.
Like me.
It'll have a lot more mass appeal.
You're casual.
Elder Scrolls Legend has, much like World of Warcraft versus Elder Scrolls Online, World of Warcraft is more cartoony, kind of high fantasy, a little bit more silly, whereas Elder Scrolls Online is a lot more dark fantasy, very more serious type of game. And you get that right away with just the aesthetics of the game. The graphic design of the game is very much like Magic the Gathering, and you feel a lot more like it's a more serious type of game that's not really like it just takes itself a little bit more seriously, which my prediction is it will succeed, and it will succeed in stealing the hardcore competitive players from Hearthstone, because those are the players that hate the RNG of Hearthstone. They want more strategy. I think that Elder Scrolls Legend is going to have a future in competitive trade card gaming, whereas Hearthstone is going to have the mass appeal gaming of somebody like you do. I mean, you're not a big time gamer, but you play that game all the time. And I think
exactly. I said that a bit ago. Yeah,
and I'm just
very
reiterating. I said I was just reiterating.
Oh no, that's fine.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell if you weren't listening or reader. I was just kidding.
Ultimately, the biggest problem for me with Elder Scrolls Legends that it's just so tough to get over. I've already dumped, between the two of us, $150 each on each of our accounts, and a lot of experience. I jumped into that game. I had no clue what any of the cards were. I'm just kind of playing blind. Do I really want to spend all the time and money technically you don't have to spend the money. You can earn the cards, but it's slow going. I want to. I just don't know if I have the dedication to learn a completely new card game when I already know one that's extremely popular and blah, 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 blah. And honestly, as far as a card game goes, I'm not big on Magic the Gathering and stuff. And a lot of the reasons for that is just because it's so hard to get into Magic. I mean, you either are an expert at Magic the Gathering or you can't find anybody to play with because you just don't, like, you have to spend hundreds of dollars just to get started, But in general, I'm more of a casual Hearthstone player. I play it every now and then.
You do your quests.
Yeah, and even then, I haven't been doing those lately.
That's because you've been playing a
I
bunch
know
of
who
stuff
doesn't
all
have it.
together, so it
Me.
gets lost in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Been doing
But-
ESO more and Overwatch, and you've been playing Elder Scrolls Legends now.
I'd love to stay in Elder Scrolls Legends and have kind of that edge that I don't have in Hearthstone because I started a couple years after Hearthstone launched. So I kind of had to, I had to play catch up and still am to this day.
I could use a drink.
But
You're not one of my soldiers.
and I like Elder
you
Scrolls
need
better than I
something?
like Warcraft lore. I'm gonna give it a legit shot. It's gonna be hard to, especially for a game that I don't plan on fully delving into. I just plan on playing it as kind of my backup game, And I don't see you switching from Hearthstone to Elder Scrolls Legends, and that's a large part of why I play Hearthstone is because you do. So I don't know if I'll switch. I definitely think it has a place. I think it's definitely going to be a big competition for Hearthstone. It's going to split the player base between, I think a lot more hardcore competitive players are going to switch to Elder Scrolls Legends. A lot of the more casual and or just, the people who don't like the serious card gaming, they're going to stick with Hearthstone. But we'll see what happens.
Mead. Disgustingly
please
sweet
part with
stuff.
your mead.
I don't understand this powerful craving for mead.
Yeah, well, you're an idiot, because meat is delicious. Okay. Well, let's go finish this quest up, and I know there's other stuff that I wanted to talk about that I'm not remembering, but this second part's going to be a little short, but that's fine. It'll still be close to 2 hours total.
Let's just
hour and a
put-
half, hour 45.
A really long song at the
Alright, a
end.
word.
I don't know what
Going
though.
hungry.
I'm gonna have a burrito.
Oh, yeah, I'll make you that after the show.
Thank you, love you,
Any luck of
do.
pirates? Ah, this is the stuff. Drink with me.
I will
To
drink
the
with you.
Skull
To the
King's
Skull King's health. I mean the Skull
Skull
King.
A Skull King would not be a good thing.
Here, here.
That's the Nord spirit. Sort of.
I suppose one drink wouldn't hurt. Now let's go to the War Council,
I
and
need some fortification if I'm going to attend a council. I'll head over after I drink this bottle.
oh,
you-
Nords are hilarious. All right, rather than go to the War Council, let's wrap things up here.
Okie dokie.
So, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are that Slag said he would love to play World of Warcraft. Don't be that way, Slags. He said Grim is quiet, poop is happening, and that he'd love to try mead. I would love to have mead, and I'm also looking forward to when it gets cold so that we can do that mulled wine again, because that was delicious. My final thoughts are we did a lot of classic standing around this episode, and I love it. That's the dude's way. And I didn't screw up too much. In fact, I even went a little bit ahead in the quest, and I tried to pay attention to make sure I didn't accidentally make decisions for both of us. You know how I do?
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that I made you proud, Lovey Do.
Yeah, very much so. You
Thank
always
you.
make me proud because I think you're the best.
Oh.
Why else would I marry you?
Oh my goodness, that's really cute, and we talk to each other like this all the time. By the way.
Thanks for busting
We're
me out.
probably so much meaner to each other on the show than real life. We're always, I think I'm kind of one of those love bombers. Like I'm constantly, like every 30 seconds, do I love you? You look handsome.
I don't mean to interrupt your final thoughts.
My final thoughts are loving you.
I love you too.
What are you interrupting me for, you ass?
One of the things I forgot was to read a goddamn lore book. That was one of the things I like to do.
Yeah, and I wanted to read something. I wanted to read something funny. Holy
So I
shit!
ran
I was
over-
talking off to the side. I'm sorry.
I ran over to lore book because I have that nifty add-on. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to do. I wanted to do an add-on highlight because I recently discovered some great new add-ons, but I don't remember which ones they were. Some fishing add-ons and stuff, and I don't remember, so I'll save that for next week. But let me read this lore book real quick. It's called All About Giants, and I just glanced at it, and it looks kind of funny. Observations on the giantish peoples of Skyrim from the journals of Bonorian the Wanderer, 2nd Era 569.
You found a funny book, which I wanted, I think.
I don't think it's fully funny, but it has some funny parts.
Well, the title's funny.
Having explored the snowy reaches of Eastmarch and the Rift, I have had opportunities to observe the strange and rather large people the Skyrim natives called giants. The natives of Skyrim are rather large themselves, but the giants that roam the wilderness are twice the size or more of your average thick-necked, broad-shouldered Nord. Here are some observations recorded for future travelers to this chilly clime. Giants are tall. Giants seem peaceful enough until you threaten them. Then they swing huge clubs and launch even a burly Nord over field and stream. The trip probably kills the Nord. That would be my guess, as I've never been able to interview a survivor of a giant swing. Things that seem to threaten giants include, but are not limited to, going near them, threatening their mammoths, shooting arrows at them. No one that you're not listening to this because this is hilarious.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. No one that I've spoken to has ever seen a female giant or a young giant.
Female giant.
Are giant children
laughing.
taller
I didn't
than...
mean to make that sound fake as hell. It wasn't.
Are giant children taller than Bosmer? Are female giants painfully shy? This calls for additional observation. Giants paint rocks and trees near their encampments. This primitive art probably entices the rare female giantess who might wander by. Or the decorations mark territory. Or the giants simply like to paint. This calls for further study. How does a giant milk a mammoth? Very carefully. Note, Nords found this joke to be very amusing, especially after several mugs of mead. No Nord I spoke to has ever tasted mammoth cheese. They seem to have no interest in doing so. I shall have to find a way to befriend one of these large creatures. That's the only way I can think of to get a sample of that wonderful smelling cheese. Note from Yegord the Learned, 2nd Era 571. The wood elf Bonorian was found at the base of a large hill near the area known as Cradle Crush. Given the condition of his body that is every bone broken, it appears that he ignored his own advice. Even the dimmest Nord children know better than to approach a giant. As the nearest giant camp was nearly a league from where his body was found, I would say that wood elves can travel great distances when launched by a giant's club. I have preserved his journal as a cautionary tale for future explorers of Eastmarch, the Rift, and other regions where giants make their homes. Heed its advice, even if its author did not. Don't try to befriend a giant. That was hilarious, and you need to listen to this on Monday.
I will, and I listened to most of it. I wish I had remembered, except I remembered, like, as you were on the last sentence, that I'm supposed to be jumping jacksing behind you, but it's just been so long. So I didn't do jumping jacks behind you reading it. Stu, of all the sweet things he said, he also said, ooh, yes, they definitely need to put female giants in ES6. Yeah,
Hey,
I bet you would like that.
They put him in Hrothgar.
Well, I bet he'd be into that, and I can understand why. I mean, you know, he seems like that kind of guy. He also said something really sweet about us, and I'm just going to say it, even though it's mushy and has nothing to do with anything. He said, well, it goes along with what I was saying mushily earlier. In my 39 years on this planet, not one of the girls I've been out with has shown me the love, caring, and respect that you two show each other. I'm actually super jelly house. Now, is he fucking with my head, or is Stu giving us a genuine moment here? Because I love
think
me
he's
some
giving us
Stu.
a genuine moment, except for he had to use jelly house. Which
I know,
that's
amazing.
I'm not knocking. That's an amazing. I do say jelly and gel and stuff, but
yeah.
like jelly house, I like it.
I love jelly house. You're like half off screen on my stream. There you are. Also, I offered to adopt him. I mean, he can't like be part of our relationship, but I don't see why he can't be our child. He's older than us, but
already.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much is. Like, you're pretty much our adopted kid.
For anybody who's like, what the hell? They have 2 kids? No, cats.
We got cat kids, and then I'm just saying we could adopt Stu as like our 3rd child.
You know
Sissy will keep him in check.
Oh, hey, who is this? Hi.
Wait, who's who? What?
Oh, they're taking off now. They just stopped to pick up some apples and head on their way.
How
apparently.
lovely. Hashtag Jelly House.
Anyways, I'm gonna head back to you, and I forgot to play the loop for your final thoughts, and
Oh, yeah.
interrupted him with a lore book.
No, that was fine. It was worth it. First of all, it was a funny lore book, which is exactly what I was wanting. I was wanting any funny book.
Yes.
And you got a funny lore book, which it was the perfect melding. It was Jelly House. I know I used it wrong. I don't care. I'm gonna use it any way I can. Did I just see your nostril like really close to the camera?
It's like you said I was half off your camera.
Oh my
Or off the camera,
God.
so I started moving all around, then I got up real close to it.
All I did was Alt Tab and I saw nostril, and I'm like, oh God.
So, dude, what are the rest of your final thoughts?
Nostril. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm kind of proud of myself for like not fucking up the quest too bad. I did get behind for a little bit, but I got ahead a little bit. And again, I didn't accidentally make some gigantic decision for both of us without you being able to read the quest dialogue. So, I mean, shout out to me. Also, congratulations on your Temple of the Dog tickets.
Dark Anchor.
What?
Sorry, there's a Dark Anchor. Dark Anchor!
Also, I can't find it, but whatever Grunjogo named this episode, yeah, that was great. So we'll use that. We'll have to find it in the chat. What?
Yeah, it was
Epic AF something.
something like that. Yeah.
I'm sorry I never have final thoughts about the actual game of ESO, but hi everyone. And also, I really want to try Elder Scrolls Legends.
It's a lot of fun.
It looks really neat. So
it is a lot of fun.
And also, I also just want to live here in this particular environment. It's really cool. And on top of these weird tent buildings, there's like golden horses.
Well,
I mean,
you know,
they're
this-
Viking ships. I know,
mean,
but they look like horses.
This is Skyrim. This is Eastmarch and the Rift
Yes.
combined make up essentially what the land of Skyrim is.
Well,
so that's
what
part
I
of
wanna
why
do-
Skyrim was so popular. Is the environment was really nice.
It's very pretty. I want to live there, but also I want to rename it Jelly House. That sounds like the name of a rave.
The
I don't
Jelly
know.
House rules.
If I become a DJ, I'm gonna be DJ Jelly House. I think that would go over really well.
That actually probably would be a pretty good DJ name.
It would be amazing.
And you would do you would collaborate with Skrillex.
No, I wouldn't, because his hair bothers me.
He
Anyway,
looks. This NPC just ran into me and stopped my looting.
Did the
I
NPC
cannot abide
look-
by that?
look like Skrillex.
No, but you know who does look a little bit like Skrillex, or at least has that kind of weird hair? Is what's his name from the Star Wars movie?
What?
The bad guy, the villain. He's got
Kylo Ren has.
Yeah, Kylo Ren. He's got kind of like that creepy, weird-looking dude hair.
He does? I thought he had
Style.
normal hair.
No, he's got that like shoulder-length black hair.
Right, but it's not like shaved on half. Like
Well, fair. No, I'm just saying like
it's not even that long. It honestly
not-
looks kind of like my hair.
I'm not saying necessarily that the hair looks the exact same. I'm saying the style of the overall person is kind of similar. Kind of that like I don't know.
This is like
Just
the worst
like that
comparison.
angsty teenager look. I don't know.
Well, yeah, they both look like bratty teenagers. I think that's about the extent.
that's
of
more
it.
just overall kind of a thing.
What are your final thoughts?
Oh, I thought you were still had more. My final thoughts are real quick. I'm gonna stop the loop because while I'm not gonna do
Or an
like
NPC does it for you. Am I
I'm
right?
gonna do a full add-on feature here. I just want to mention this one is a game changer for now, and it also reminds me of something else I wanted to mention. If I could find it. Here's one. This wasn't the one I was looking for, but Dolgabon's Lazy Writ Creator. That will... that is so easy to do crafting writs because it is one click of a button and it will craft every item needed for that crafting writ. So that's a good one. I can't find... Oh, FCO Craft Filter is, I think... I'm not 100%. I think that's the one. What that does is that allows you to set your... When you're deconstructing items or researching or... no, not researching. I think it's specifically deconstructing. But when you're... Let me get the last... Okay. So, FCO Item Crafter, it will put on put an icon when you're deconstructing.
This is
And-
a full segment, not final thoughts.
No, it's just real quick. What it does is you can set your deconstructing to only items in your bag, and that will help prevent you from accidentally deconstructing something in your bank. It's a real game changer for me because I have a lot of items that I just have stockpiled of that I've from back when I did Ethereum Archive and Hellraw Citadel and stuff like that. But there's that was one of the other things I forgot to mention was in an upcoming update, they're actually going to have that be a feature in the game where you can lock items so you do not accidentally deconstruct them. There's already an add-on. It's same thing, FCO. It's FCO Item Saver. It'll allow you to lock an item, but all it does is it puts a picture of a lock on the item. So it's helpful, but you can still deconstruct a locked item. Whereas the new feature, which I don't remember when it's coming, but it will full-on lock the item. If you try to deconstruct it, it won't let you. So that's huge. One other quick note that also made me think of is they're also going to have Maelstrom Arena. Veteran Maelstrom Arena will now have a 100% chance to drop a weapon. I don't know which update. I don't know if that's this upcoming update or in the future, but eventually, I know that's one of the big complaints for doing Veteran Maelstrom Arena is that there is the in-game best-in-slot weapon that you can get for several different builds, and
It's called the Boost and Salute.
but the boost in Salute is extremely difficult to get and extremely rare to drop, and so you have to go through this entire freaking Veteran Maelstrom Arena over and over and over and over again, and you never get that damn weapon. And now it doesn't mean you'll get the weapon you want, but the fact that it has a 100% chance to drop any weapon means you have a lot higher chance to get the weapon you want. One of the, since launch, one of the big problems with ESO is some of the in-game content has really crappy rewards, and so they're still making improvements to that, it appears. A lot of the rewards are better. The crafting writs, like I just mentioned for the add-on, those are better now. That's why I do them now. It used to be that you would do it 2-3 days in a row and get one survey map, and it's I used all these resources and got nothing in return. Well, now you get a bunch of survey maps and all that kind of stuff, so you actually do get that damn NPC just knocked into me again. So you do get better rewards for that now. So anyways, that was just a little side note that I thought of. Anyways, I'm excited to go see Temple of the Dog. It's been a couple of my favorite songs, Hunger Strike, Wooden Jesus, and Say Hello to Heaven. Those are songs that I've loved since I was a kid. So it's really kind of cool that this band that was just kind of a one-off tribute to a guy that had died and never really was meant to be a full-on band at any point necessarily, that they're reuniting for the 25-year anniversary. That's really cool.
The Pig Show's gonna be cool too.
Pig Show's gonna be cool.
He doesn't know that yet, but I don't know.
No, I'm actually pretty excited for that. KMFDM is not necessarily my favorite style of music, but I do enjoy it. So I'm actually, and I've never been to a concert with that style of music, so I'm actually pretty excited for that.
That and Pig is the better, more mature version.
And I was gonna say, and it's not KMFDM anyways.
Yeah,
so.
I mean it's definitely and it's still a lot of fun. That's one of the things about it. It's so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll have you listen to a little Pig. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a good time.
NPC nudging people character.
You're hella late on that, but I love it.
That's hilarious. Okay, I think that's about it for my final thoughts. Other than I'm not super excited about this update because I don't do a whole lot of dungeons these days. But at the same time, maybe it'll get me to finally do some more dungeons, so that might be a good thing. Yeah, mostly I'm anticipating the housing and one Tamriel. Which one Tamriel is not this coming update. It will be the final quarter of 2016, so in the winter. So that's
when the weather's all fucking terrible.
And then the
weather here is bad. Fun update.
Just 1 second here because I forgot the email.
I thought you weren't gonna read it on the air.
No, not the part that he said don't read.
Oh, okay. Tell me about that part later because I don't know what
His email account.
Is it your secret?
That's just the Dudes and Tamriel.
I was just
sorry for the chat disappearing. So let me pull this over here and then I can bring the chat back. Did that bring the chat? Yes, it did. Okay. So Tim, oh, sorry if I wasn't supposed to say your name. Bagheera, Tim Twig. Oh, it's his @ name is Tim Twig anyways. It says, greetings and salutations, fellow gamers. But first, let me say I missed you guys. I'm so glad you're podcasting again. I crack up listening to the banter and rhetoric while I'm at work. I'm really looking forward to one Tamriel, me as well, so you can finally meet good old Bagheera. Until then, keep up the good work. May your roads lead you to warm sands.
Man, somebody emailing the podcast is like the sweetest thing.
Yeah, no, I hardly ever check the email because like we get like one every year. So-
No, and occasionally there have been like 3 that I've seen. This really weird. It's definitely not spam. It almost looks like spam, but it's definitely specific to our show, and it's spelled really weird, and it's clearly bullying / trolling us. And I think it might be Slags, but I don't know. I just like to think that it's Stu being an asshole, because they'll call me like they'll be like, Drew, how about your horse? She's still fucking terrible, or like a nag, and I don't think it's.
I've never seen those. Where the hell are you seeing these emails?
Oh, usually we delete them, but I had even mentioned one.
I haven't
this was
deleted
months
any
ago.
of those, so I don't know. Oh yeah, I lost you again, but she said she deletes them. I think you lost your internet again. Sorry.
Well, you can tell them what I said. I think I showed you one time.
Oh yeah, she said she thinks she showed me one.
Sorry
Sorry if that was really loud.
I'm really sorry.
No, it's not your fault.
No, I mean, I don't know.
I'll check it out after the show or whatever.
I hope my messages to Stu on YouTube went through, because I don't know if I had connection, but I did want to say sorry for blaming you a bit, Stu. I really didn't think it was you. I just like
I
to
see it on
pretend it's
mine,
in my
so
head.
yeah, it did go
Okay,
through.
good, because we do love him, and we know he's a true gentleman.
Yeah, no, he downplays himself, but he's a good guy.
Yeah, he also eats so many eggs. So.
I keep having to redo my loot. Okay, I think that's enough for now before Skype goes away again. So,
All right. I know this is how the last episode ended. Oh, let's turn it off before it crashes.
if you would like to contact us, you can email us like Tim did at dewsandtamriel@gmail.com.
Hit motherfuckers.
I know. Or you could find us on Twitter at dewsandtamriel, or individually, I am at Scarydrew86.
I am at Scarydoo, I think.
No.
Oh wait, are you saying on
Twitter?
Oh my bad, I thought you meant the game. I am at _burials, and I promise I'll try to check my Twitter, because I didn't check it for like 2 months, and I like just was like replying to stuff from May, so I'm really sorry.
If you would like to find us in game, here you go. I am at Scarydrew.
Oh yeah, I'm at Scarydoo. I mean, yeah.
You can also find the show on... You can catch us live, that's how it goes, at 7 p.m. You know what, I'm just going to say 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, because it's closer to that. More like 7:15-ish these days.
Yeah. Like, what were we talking about when we got home? Like, you were telling me about something. We were just kind of like, oh, yeah, we'll get to the show when we get to the show.
Yeah, well, because, like, it's pretty much at, like, 4:15 now. So, like, you know, well, that's why I say 4:15, because it's like, yeah, technically we could come home and, start the show up immediately. But it's like,
But
we need to, yeah, we got to eat something when we get home and stuff. You know, we don't eat lunch typically at work. So, you know, we got to grab a bite to eat real quick and stuff. But anyways, that's Fridays, 7:15 p.m. Eastern. Dews and Tamriel... No, youtube.com/dewsandtamriel/live. It's also embedded on the homepage of dewsandtamriel.com.
Feel free to send us money. We don't really need it, but I wouldn't be mad.
And the show is posted on our YouTube page as well. And you can also find the audio version, the podcast form, whatever you want to call it, on Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn Radio, and Beyond Pod.
www.dewsandtamriel.com.
And that's it. Have a great night, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you, hopefully, because we're very unreliable, next weekend.
No, we won't. Oh, we might.
Yeah,
Probably
no,
not.
we should.
Probably not.
No? Because of Sissy?
Well, Sissy's having surgery Thursday, but by the time we get home Friday, never mind. I thought it was Friday. Maybe, but maybe not.
We'll
It's like
see.
a 50-50.
Yeah, well, that was part of the past couple of weeks was...
Yeah.
Our cat has a tumor on her lip, and it was pretty scary. Initially, the vet was saying, oh, I think it's just, an allergic reaction to like a spider bite or something. Should be no big deal. They took a test, and turns out, no, it's a tumor.
Which sucks, because it's the worst.
Yeah, it is. And it's
not too bad.
It's not benign.
It could be worse.
but it's also not like full-on malignant, if you will.
It's
like
not
essentially
super likely to spread.
Yeah, essentially, if there is young and mature cells in the tumor, then that's a bad sign. But when they ran the test, which was another test, they found that it was all mature cells, which means it's very unlikely to spread or do anything else. It's kind of like a mold that grows almost.
Well differentiated is what she has, which
Yeah,
is
whatever
better
that
in
means.
cats than dogs. And basically, once they do the surgery to remove it, they can also test to see how aggressive it might be. But shouldn't be, hopefully. So. But poor little baby girl is going to be knocked out and coned, so our little Khajiit is going to have a cone, which, Zos, consider giving Khajiits cones in the game. That would be
Really funny.
actually. But yeah, so wish us all luck with the sissy, but I'm sure she'll be fine. I'm just a worried mom.
Yeah, she's going in to get it removed on Thursday. She's going to be medicated and stuff for about 2 weeks after that.
Just be conked out.
Yeah, so we could be able to make it, maybe not. It really depends on how that goes. So you're right. That is kind of up in the air, but hopefully we'll be able to do a show next week as well. So
And yeah,
just stay tuned. I'll try to keep it up to date better than I have been in the past on Twitter. So
try to tweet.
yeah.
Sorry, well, I gotta go check out Grim Jogo's Twitter. For God's sake, we nagged the poor guy forever to get one,
Then
and
we
then fucking
disappeared.
dropped Twitter like the week he got it. So are we done? Did you revel in the misery? Absolutely, you know me. Could you take the heat? No, we live in Sacramento. Did you bleed the tank? Did it taste like victory? Yes. Is there any chance I could invite the whole swim team? Yes. Has there ever been a good enough reason to break up the fight? If she bends over, can I sniff it? Oh, slag.
Come on.
Live live or live? You read it wrong, Gustafson. Try again. Damn it. I like you put that in parentheses too. Just because, of course, I can never get it in the order. Yeah. If I delete the recycle bin icon and then empty the recycle bin, will there be a paradox or am I just fucked? If we are to assume the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, can we also assume if he's vegan, we can go directly through his vagina? God damn it. This is getting slaggier and slaggier every time. Did you break your promises? If we were to assume the Earth's day cycle is tangential to its rotation speed, and that the said cycle has been important in the evolutionary development of sleep patterns in the human species, how, when quantifying this data, do we determine specifically how sweaty Tiffany is? I told you earlier in the chat, I don't sweat very much. You are a turd. He actually said something really funny, but I can't remember, so I'm not going to read it. Has anyone seen my backstage pass? I hope that he gets...
I would love to get a backstage pass. I'm sorry that you just got disconnected from Skype in the middle of... Yeah, that's the best
Is it
way.
done yet? Are we done?
Keep going.
Turn it off. Is my face next to your face? Are we dues?